Happy Friday. Is that a shadow?
I can't tell.
I'm on the struggle bus. I'm on the struggle bus today with lights. And just trying to make sure.
That may just be how Facebook has it laid out today.
Let's go.
It's always a little bit darker on the screen, you know what I'm saying, at the bottom?
Oh, is that
Because that's where the comments are. Yeah, I don't know why.
Hey.
Hi, friends.
We're
talking logistics. Well,
just talking.
Technical logistics.
Yes, technical logistics. Guess what? We were just saying, guess what's right around the corner? Can y'all believe? April.
Easter.
April's going to be here. I know we just got into
crazy.
March, but April's going to be here.
In no time.
Hey, Cheryl, how are you? I watch you all the
Hi,
time. I watch all your
friend.
lives. I love them. I love, love, love. You've made me fall in love with felt. Okay. She does a great job on her felt.
You're like,
okay,
love with felt.
guess what? But we are, hey, Brandy. Hey, guys. You know, I forget to say this sometimes when we tell them, but when we do these lives, if you share the video, we have giveaways every time.
We do.
And so after 2 or 3 days, they make the announcement, and it's so funny. Some people will call in and go, "Did I win?" So we try to have like 3 days for people to be able to share, so that way a lot of folks are actually have the chance to be able to in the drawing. So, and we give away every time we do one of these lives. So sharing is caring. You want to share the video. So we're excited. We are doing something kind of special today.
We're playing.
Can you see?
Looking it up close.
It's kind of glary, isn't it? My nails are so bad.
It's because
I've been painting.
Working.
I've been painting.
She is working.
And
that
I've been
is why
painting.
her nails
So-
are rough.
So yeah, they're really rough today.
Mine
But
are bad,
anyway,
and I have no excuse at all whatsoever. They just are.
we want to show you how to make some adorable
so great.
custom Easter eggs. Hey, Kathy
Using-
from North Carolina. Yes, we're going to be using gel inks today. And so a lot of you probably don't realize how versatile the gel inks are.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to be working with
Stamps.
some stamps. And you're going to be, Michelle is the tie-dye queen, and these are the 2 colors that she's going to be using. And
One of them. I've got all kinds of colors for the tie-dye.
look at this. And a lot of, we do show a lot of how you can use the stencil, use the gel ink, have it black, allow it to dry, and then come back and watercolor it. Look at these eggs. Can you see this? Wait,
They're like little poppies.
look at this. So you can hand color them with the gel inks. Maybe you hadn't thought about this before. Hey, Alicia. Hey, guys. It's so weird. Every time when I see these people's names and I've seen them, like I know that they've ordered something, I know that they're,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a really sweet way of connecting because even though it is virtually, so it's just so good to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank
Sharing
you,
is
Kathy.
caring.
Yes, sharing is caring. So we are having fun playing with some eggs. Now,
We are.
here's the deal. Some of these are fake eggs, and the heavy
What
ones.
about fake eggs?
The heavy ones are real eggs.
Real eggs.
I can tell. I texted Michelle this morning. I was like, "Can you boil some eggs?"
I was
And-
like, I got 5.
yeah, so Michelle had 5
That's what I
eggs.
got.
We didn't have a dozen. But we've also got some fake eggs. So you can get fake eggs.
Yeah, they're right here. I think they're plastic or paper. I really cannot tell what they're made out
They're
of.
kind of a
but
plastic.
They look like an egg.
And they're white.
And they're matte.
Yes.
You can hear them.
That's important that they're matte. Because you don't want to do this technique on something that has a high plastic
Yeah.
sheen. It's not going to work. You're going to have optimum.
With a real egg.
Yes, with a real egg. So that way, it's really pretty if you think about making these for a basket, something I love having them in a basket like in my family room.
Pretty.
And a lot of times I will fill them up in the bottom of a vase. So that way I think it's prettier that way. And that's why I'm just going to tell you, in the glare, I don't know if you can see this.
It's like a little robin's egg.
Can you see that? Can you see the blue and the speckledy? Look at the glare on it. It's terrible.
Do you want me to see if I can adjust the lights?
Well, I think it's okay. I think it's more important that they kind of see what we're doing.
Yes.
You can.
It's a very pale blue.
So pretty.
I
so
mixed
pretty.
these two. So I did mix our navy and our very pale blue, If the Creek Don't Rise, and watercolored it. And then just dabbed it off a little. So that I
Renee,
could get it.
but you're going to eat those. My nephew also has chicken eggs.
Backyard chickens.
Yes. And, but, I mean, these, if you boil them, if you have the hard boiled, that way people will eat them. And they're thinned down as far as with the ink, so it's not going to hurt you. It's water. The food color, it's water based. You're going to be fine. All right, so we want to show you how to be able to create these, and of course share this video so that way somebody can be inspired. So let's turn this down real quick, and we will look at your questions or whatever later. Yeah, we go back and we look at these Facebook Lives. So I'm going to turn this down for just a second, so that way you can see what it is that we're doing.
Hi, friends.
Okay.
We have tie-dye and speckled eggs. And
Let's
then
see if I can pull this up so we can see
stenciled
what
eggs.
they're seeing. Love that. And well, they're watercolored.
What do we want to start on?
And even, look at this.
I made stripes. It was
So
fun.
this was kind of an idea of having the tie-dye and being able to come back on top of it. I was just saying I would come back on top of this with maybe
Lighter
a paler color. But this is a great backdrop. So let's show them. I like this.
You want to do that one
Let's
first?
show them if that is kind of showing up. I just think this is fabulous.
Absolutely.
So it's that real pale blue wash with the speckles on it. I love it. Yeah, it's fab. And then I even love the idea of being able to kind of do with the stamps. But here's my thought process behind this. I think we should wash them first and then come on top of it with either your stamp or your stencil or whatever. That's going to make them visually much prettier. I think the transition of it, you're going to be much happier as far as what it looks like in the long run.
I am just mixing my blues over here, playing in some blue. Blue.
So what are you mixing up?
I mixed Hush Your Mouth, which is our navy, and If the Creek Don't Rise, which is our very, very light colored aqua.
Guys, these inks are so versatile. If you're just now watching us for the first time and you've never seen us do this, do I have one of these already out here?
You do? Oh yeah, I've got chunks of it over here. Here you go,
already
Amy.
got it?
Oh yeah. I had it on the table. I just gave you a pretty one to show
Oh,
them.
got it. Okay.
I just gave you a pretty one to show them, Amy.
But I will tell you, if you've not worked with the gel inks before, of course, they were formulated for fabric. But you can do watercolor with them.
You can do all the things with
On
them.
fabric,
They're
but
amazing.
we're just getting into Easter. It's literally it's a month away.
1 month away.
And
Almost to the day. April 4th.
yes, I am hoping that I can have an Easter egg hunt this year. And
I
your
would
babies
love
can
that.
come. We have the
We
best
always
time at
love
our
it.
Easter egg
Oh
hunt.
my goodness. Riley keeps going, when's Miss Amy having another Easter egg? Because my kids love Amy's house. Riley wants to play tennis at her house all the time.
And I'll tell you what, while Michelle's going to be showing you how to wash your egg with the ink, I'm going to be using, I just love the idea of this stencil. This is our Animal Kingdom stencil. This is a fabulous crown. I love the idea of putting a crown on my Easter eggs. Don't y'all love that?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. This is one of the fake eggs. So you're not going to get the texture like you would get on a normal egg. So I will show you what I did to do that because I did want some of that texture. And it's messy. So you can put it in your hand and kind of use that to offload and speckle that blue. And then I just wiped it off my hand with a paper towel. And I can just kind of play with it a little bit. I want to just take off some of the blue.
So it gives you a really pretty texture.
Yes, I
And it's so
don't want
simple.
it to be completely blue. I want to pull some of that off so I can see the white behind. It happens more naturally on an egg because it has that natural shell texture, but that's not going to happen if you're working with a fake egg. So you'll want to be able to give it that texture.
Yeah, and there again, if y'all are just now popping on, when you're working with these fake eggs, they're plastic. You've got to work with them that have a matte finish to them.
Yes, and I'm just going to let this lay right here while we do another one so it
That's
can
a really-
dry enough.
That's a really pretty color. So
Isn't
do you
that
need another one?
beautiful? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show them how to tie-dye while we're...
Oh, I love that. Tie-dye eggs. Tie-dyeing is so in again. I'm not going to say how old I was when I first tie-dyed. Because everybody's
When
gonna
it came
know.
out the first time, just kidding.
Yes. I don't know.
You're not that old. I mean,
Oh,
tie-dye was around when my parents were around, and my dad is 70. So
I'm
you're
not
not
that
there.
old. Let's just say
I'm like,
that old.
you're not that old. She is not that old. We're not even gonna pretend like you are. Okay, so when I tie-dyed, I actually did use much brighter colors. And the reason I did brighter colors is because I put the color on the egg, and then I take a wet towel and I actually wrap the egg. So the wet towel is going to break down the gel art. So I do want a thick gel art on the egg because the water is gonna break it down.
Can I have a piece of glass?
Absolutely.
I love that.
There you are, my dear. And you know me.
What do you name?
Well, I like to work with my fingers. I did finger paint this egg
That's
the
okay.
first time.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm like, I just
They don't
finger
mind.
painted.
They don't mind.
Because I just want to get the color on here, and I use a different finger, and I just kind of mix it around. It's very organic, guys. Just, I want color everywhere on this egg when I tie-dye it. I want them to kind of bleed together. So I just wanted to cover it. And I'm gonna end up putting a wet towel in my hand anyway, so why not? I'm gonna put some more yellow over here by my...
Happy Friday, everybody. Please tell us where you're tuning in from, and we love the fact that you're watching us. We're just kind of showing you how to use some of our stamps and our stencils here from a maker studio, how to be able to create some gorgeous,
finger
fun
painting this egg.
Easter eggs.
So I am going to get a paper towel and I'm going to soak it in water, which I have always next to me.
I'm grabbing over again.
Sure.
Sorry.
I'll let you. Okay, so you can obviously see my little, you can see my fingerprints in the towel. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna take my wet paper towel and I'm gonna wrap my egg and I'm gonna squeeze it. I want the water to work with the gel art and the egg that's in my hand. And I'm just mushing. I don't wanna squish my egg or break it though. And then what I did is I just took off the paper towel, and if I felt like my colors were still too, see now what my paper towel looks like, this now becomes another tool for me. So I'm just gonna wrap it again.
So it's a positive tool.
And you just keep going, and it's still wet enough that I'm squeezing out water every time. So I'm still mushing the colors together. So honestly, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, and that's the best part. And what's fun is as it dries, look, that's a little hard skin of the gel art. We're gonna pull that off and stick it to my hand.
So it softens it every time. So the idea of working with a wet paper towel to be able to make it mottled
look at
and
the paper
soft.
towel. Do you see how it has the tie-dyed effect? So with this, and it's still wet, I can just continue to squish my egg, and it keeps moving the gel art around so that I don't have any majorly harsh colors. And as it dries, I'm gonna pull that
It'll be a lot softer.
Absolutely.
So this one is one that was actually just kind of dried, and it's soft. It looks messier, it looks brighter, but then when it dries down, it's gonna be a
real
nice,
pale.
soft, pale color. But look, now here, look at this. Look at this with the crown on it. Isn't that sweet? Here's the thing, I like being able,
love
isn't that
that.
sweet?
Yes.
So we're looking about making like a big bowl that these are gonna go into. I love the fact that the meaning of the crown, King of Kings, is on that, and thinking about Easter.
Absolutely.
And using that story to be able to tell your children.
King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Absolutely, I love that. I mean, that's kind of
Yummy.
regal. I love that.
I do too. That
Love
was
that.
fun.
Okay, do you think your blue one's dry yet?
It is dry enough to do the speckle. So actually I could probably take a little bit of this wet off with the paper towel and it won't hurt anything. The majority of it is dry. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling, I have a little bit left of the wet. I'm just pulling it off with the wet paper or dry paper towel in my hand so that I can speckle it. So what I did to speckle, and this is gonna make a mess on our paper, but whatever, I'll change the paper. I used Hold Your Horses, which is our deeper gray color in the gel art. And I'm gonna water it down with one of our brushes. We're using artist brushes. You can also, for this, you could use a chip brush. you want to, because what we're going to do is we're basically going to just fling paint. We're going to fling paint at the egg. That's what we're going to do.
We're splattering.
We're splattering. So you could do it with a chip brush. You could do it with an artist brush. Whatever brush you have near is going to, that you can do the technique with. You'll be fine. I'm going to move these out of the way.
The thing is, too, guys, you're going to have to kind of work with this stencil because
yes,
I'm working on a fake egg. It does not like this fake egg material. It likes the real egg more.
It's because there's more texture on an egg.
So this is the one that we had done on the robin egg earlier, and I've taken another one of the crowns just because I love the idea of the crowns with Easter, and just laying it down. I'm using the brush to be able to apply the gold gel art, and I laid it horizontally across the egg. So, sorry.
That's okay. So all I've done is I have my egg laying in front of me. I have really watery gray, and I literally am just holding my brush taunt, and then I can thump it or flick it, and it naturally is just, whoop, I dumped it on, look at me.
Oh gosh, be careful.
And I shot myself in the face.
But that splattering, it makes
splattering.
it look like a really sweet robin egg. I love how natural it looks. And then what we're trying to show you is that you use this as a backdrop for the stencil itself.
The next thing, exactly.
You don't want to just take the egg and do, so here's an example. So even coming back, if you did like the bird earlier, we want to just make sure that you do a wash first, because that way it's much softer and it looks more realistic. I love that.
I do too.
I love that. That's great looking. So do your wash, whatever you want to do on top of it, like Michelle is doing first. Then come back on top of it with whatever design that you want.
So fun.
Now,
It stuck to my finger.
Let's show them. Let's show them
Yeah.
how to be able to do one of these flowers on top of one of the eggs.
Hand me the last real egg, because it sticks the best to that one.
Okay.
So again, we would wash it first. We don't have this one washed, but that's because I really want it to stick well. I want you to see it. I'm drying it off a little. I just touched it with a wet hand.
Okay.
Okay, so what I did for this one, the top of this stencil, this is from the Animal Kingdom stencil, is like this beautiful poppy. And so that's the only part that I used. I didn't worry about how the other part laid down. I just really wanted the poppy to lay down, and I kind of centered it throughout my egg.
Should we do this on one that's washed?
We don't have another real
You could use
egg
this
that's
one.
washed.
Oh, you're worried about
It's stuck so much better
on
to
the real egg.
Yeah.
Now, I
And it's so intricate, I really want all the design to show.
I want to show you this. It's something that's important. After you splatter it, it's good to be able to come back and press over it with just a paper towel and absorb some of that, so you have your speckles, some that are a little darker and some that are a little lighter. Does that make sense? You don't want them all really dark. And so what it does, it gives you a lot more depth on your egg, and it actually makes it look much more authentic
I can try it on
by just
that
having
egg.
it set back.
Let's see. Let's see if it'll stick to it. really
Okay.
well. Because it, oh yeah, looky, looky, looky. Looky, looky, looky. I'm gonna do it with gray. Okay.
Guys, so as you pop on here, please say hi and where you're tuning in from.
I am gonna do this with gray instead of black, since we're doing our blue egg with its gray spots. And I'm just taking an artist brush. You could also use your finger if you wanted to. Just depends on how messy you want to get.
The other thing is too, a lot of you probably don't realize you can do a lot of stamping. Stamping looks so great on the eggs. Here's one that we had done before we actually glazed it. but we just think about spring and new birth
And that was from the I Love You stamp. Is that what it is? Family stamp? What's it called?
yes, it's the I Love You stamp.
I love that one.
It's this one. It has a lot of branches on it. Of course, we've cut ours up, and you want to be able to use the acrylic.
The great
that
thing
it's
about
sitting
the
on.
stamp is that it wraps around the egg really nicely. And so you're able to really like lay down your
Stamp.
design.
Yeah.
It's really pleasant. Poppy,
Let me see.
Poppy.
Yeah, so now what you need to do is you'll allow this to dry. So what did we do first? We washed it first. That way we had that really pretty wash effect. So then that way you'll come back and you'll lay your stencil down to where you've got your black. Then that needs to dry. Then you're gonna come in and it's literally like a coloring book.
Absolutely. I had made pink and yellow and orange and had them really watered down, and each flower is just slightly different in the one that I made. Sometimes I did yellow in the center, sometimes I mixed the pink with the orange, sometimes I mixed all pink, orange, and yellow. I did all different colors. I wanted my flowers to pop. So each one is just a tiniest bit different. Be creative, enjoy your time to just sit and paint. It's fun.
It's relaxing.
It is relaxing.
Okay.
What's funny is I do have a favorite
Do you
flower
have any
on
black
that
ink?
egg.
Do you have any black ink?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. So I'm just gonna,
I'll let you have black ink.
thank you.
You're welcome.
You didn't get a foam dome. Oh, yes, you did get a foam
I
dome.
did get you a foam dome,
All right,
my
so let me
dear.
just show you guys. So if you're going to be working with a stamp, you do want to make sure that you use a foam dome. And we have these foam domes here at a maker studio. And so basically you're going to put it into your ink and then offload it just a little bit and then just do a up and down motion on top of the stamp, because that way that will get it just on the top of the stamp, because you don't really want it to be on the sides too much. As I'm working with stamps, I always use it on the acrylic back. I'll cut it up, but I don't usually take it off the back.
No, I don't need, no.
I've-
It's harder
it
for
will
me to hold on
bend,
to.
and it's much easier to work with this way, but I like cleaning it, but I always leave it with the back on.
I do too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Just waiting for paint to dry, literally.
Literally.
You take the stage, show them all of this beautiful funness. Are you doing the tie-dyed one?
Yes.
Nice.
So I'm just laying this down, and I probably could have come back and done another color, but the main thing that I was just telling Michelle, that I just want you to wash them first, not meaning physically wash them, but just do a wash to where that way you've got a nice backdrop for your eggs, and it's not too stark looking, and I just think it makes them look so natural and pretty.
It gives them character. We like character.
You know, we talk about this too, about having projects when you have kids come over, grandkids, or other people's children.
Or other people's children.
Uh-oh, I gotta let that dry. I'm just gonna try to lay this around here. You know, or this is something that you can enjoy doing yourself. You don't,
I mean, I've been enjoying it substantially.
so I'm gonna work my way around to where I've got a lot of these little flowers that will go all the way around the egg. So you see, some of these can be more horizontal, some can be up and down as far as from the base to the tip of the egg. But then that way, putting these together, you may even want to have some that are a little bit more solid. But then you can come back and actually watercolor inside them as well. That's kind of what Michelle is trying to do to be able to show you on this flower.
I'm just moving it around. Don't roll. Oh. Look, I stamped the table.
It's kind of hard. Here, I'll hold
I
it
know,
for
they're
you.
so roly-poly.
Look at that. That's really
So
pretty.
roly-poly. They're an eggs.
They can be really different, you know, as far as even having one of these. I'm trying to think, how could we do this as a gift idea? How could this be something? I know I love putting them in a glass bowl. I love having them like on coffee tables or on a table where somebody's gonna see, but like, what else could we do? How could we do that with a ribbon somehow and tie that? I gotta think about it. Somebody give us an idea of what that could look like.
You could put them in little, well, I mean, you could do them at the table in like the little clear plastic, what is it called?
Oh, like little bags or something?
Yes, like little baggies and tie a cute little
that's a
bow on
cute-
them. Maybe
yeah, I
even
love
put
that
some
idea.
of the, like the shredded craft paper, not the bright colored grass, but like shredded craft paper under them.
Yes.
Little base and little
No.
egg and.
I know this has nothing to do with what we're doing, but I have to show y'all this. So as I'm working on this Animal Kingdom stencil, it's one of my favorite stencils. This is the Animal Kingdom stencil. Do you see the stamp on here? This stamp is absolutely amazing. And let me show you. I think if you hadn't watched this before, this was my cup and saucer idea that I did with the stamps in black and brown chocolate. Look at that. That is a cup and saucer. This is from IKEA that I just did it with the ceramic paints. But that is with the stencil. It's the same stencil that we're working with today that has all these great crowns and bees. And it's a great stencil. It is so diverse, but it really allows you, one, to be able to do your eggs, but also then you may pop over to IKEA and go, I am absolutely doing this little espresso cup. Is it the cutest? So it's just a really great, versatile stencil that you can use for a lot of different things. But I thought, I can't not show you this. It's sitting right behind me.
Oh, no.
And I'm in love with
There's
it.
so much you can do with that
Oh my gosh,
stencil.
like I need some more time because I'm gonna make this for myself and because I could really drink coffee out of this. And we gilded the edge, isn't that beautiful? So you can take really inexpensive plates and things that you can get from IKEA that look like this, but using the stencil, of course, this is a ceramic paint. Today on the eggs that we're doing, we're showing you how to be able to do them with gel inks.
Mm-hmm.
Gel inks can be used on fabric, but this is just a great stencil that we're working with. So look, you can make a great looking espresso cup and saucer. Then you can turn around and you can make your Easter eggs with the crowns on them, which I love.
And I'm just
Now,
watercoloring over here.
Let's show people. Let's get it just a little bit closer so they can kind of see what you're doing.
All
So
right.
you can come back with the black ink. We washed it first. That way you come back with the black ink, and so that gave her outline of what she's doing, that it looks like she's watercoloring now. So now you can go in. It's about percentage-wise. How much did you water that down, Michelle?
Well, I want it, I can't really tell you. I'm pretty organic, so I just keep putting water on, you can see it. I keep putting water on the glass until it's really watery consistency, and I'm trying to get in some of this darker blue that I had before because I want it to not quite blend in with the egg. And that brush is a little thick. There we go. And just really kind of blend it up the flower. And I went blues and greens because that's what color my egg is.
Well, that's one of my favorites. Like, I could do a whole basket of just
Blues and
blue-green, just a blue.
Yes.
So pretty. Just the robin egg blue and the gray splatter. Would love that. Would love, love, love
I
that.
could too.
Love that.
And then the green. I don't want a lot of green. I don't want to be overbearing with it. So I'm literally just taking the very, very, very tip of the brush and putting it in the green. And just kind of pushing it through the blue.
You know, the sad thing is, if we could sit here and just do this and not worry about anything else, I'd
Wouldn't
be a
we
much
be the
happier
happiest people ever?
Yes, I'd be much happier. Calmer.
So pretty. Digital poppy eggs. And I realized poppies are not this color, but these are. These are happy blue poppies.
We're using them from a decorative standpoint. So
Absolutely.
the main thing is what we wanted to be able to do by doing this. We wanted to help you think outside of the box. We wanted to inspire you. We wanted you to see that you need to be doing beautiful washes on your eggs first.
Yes.
So boil your eggs, make them hard. They're
All
gonna
the
be
pretty colors.
And then that way, do your wash, and then come back with your favorite stencils. And we love the Animal Kingdom stencil.
We do.
And then that way.
folk art.
And folk art. Folk art and Animal Kingdom are two great stencils to be able to do this.
Because all of these awesome things will wrap around the egg as well. These
So
different
cute.
wreaths. These little, all of that is going to wrap around the egg really pretty. And they're not too large where they're going to overbear the egg.
So we want you to be able to realize that the gel ink allows you to be able to create these washes, fly speck them. If you didn't see that, go back to the first of the
It's
video.
super fun.
And it really does make it look like these gorgeous natural robin eggs that you can make a whole bowl of them and they look really pretty. And then that way you can come back on top of it, use a stencil, watercolor it in, just use your imagination, put some music on and enjoy the process. Don't rush yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's right, you could buy the craft eggs, but here's the deal, Brett. Great idea, but you want to make sure when you're choosing the eggs that let's make sure that they have a matte finish. Now here's something else that you could do. You know what I'm going to say?
Blow them.
No.
Oh.
You could use the one-step paint on them.
Oh, absolutely.
If you wanted to, you can paint your eggs with one step first. That will take it to a matte finish.
Yes.
And then you can come back and you do your washes on top of
Yes.
it, and it could be beautiful. So you've got options. But I really would take the opportunity to do this with some children that you've got in your life, and maybe
'Cause
even
they'll like it.
some gal pals, and come over and say, let's get this together. Let's get some eggs and do it as examples. And then, yes, Cheryl, you can use the one step on them first. And then that way you've got some examples and grab some people and do this as a project. I promise
It'll
you'll
be
enjoy
fun.
it. It'll be a lot of fun. So everybody have a great weekend. Guess what? If you share this video, we are going to be giving away to the winner, we're going to give away the person that we draw the Animal Kingdom stencil and some inks. So that way it will allow you to turn around and do this. And all you have to do is share the video.
Because sharing is caring.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We love you so much. Mwah. Bye. And it's almost Easter. Let's get ready.